been spending money raising a child you say you believed was yours.
Correct, Your Honor.
Tell me what's going on.
So me and Angie met in like high school, but we weren't like a thing or anything. We just like knew each other. And then 6 years after, we went to like a party. We had like a mutual friend, so we met there.
Speak up a little bit louder so the court can hear you, Mr. Grossman.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm a bit introvert, so
It's okay. I understand. Everybody's not a loudmouth like me. I get it. But I do want to hear your testimony and make sure I understand you. So you met Angie how many years ago?
Oh, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Okay, so 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
You guys were just friends or you started dating immediately?
At the party, we met up. She actually went up to me and said I was like handsome and stuff. And one thing led to another. We were, you know.
We had intercourse.
Oh, that night?
Yes.
Ms. Jackson said, I'm a loudmouth, I'll tell it. So you met him that night and you all had sex that night?
Correct.
Okay. All right, did this ever turn into a relationship or was this just a one-night stand?
So we dated a bit 4 weeks after we met at this party and then had a mutual understanding that we weren't right for each other. And unfortunately, I was unfaithful to my fiance, and that's why I had to break things off with Teddy. And
oh, hold on. He wasn't a fiance.
No.
So you cheated on your fiance with Mr. Grossman?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, so you were engaged to be married, Ms. Jackson. And you had a one-night stand, or it wasn't a one-night stand because it went on for about a month.
Correct.
A month stand with Mr. Grossman.
Yes.
And so do you stay in a relationship with your fiance or does your fiance find out? What happens? How does it happen that Mr. Grossman is now paying for this child he said he don't believe is his?
So about a month after I ended the relationship with Mr. Grossman, I found out that I was pregnant. And because I had intercourse with both men only a few weeks in between of each other, I wasn't entirely sure who the father was.
So did you tell Mr. Grossman as soon as you found out you were pregnant?
Yes, I was entirely clear with him the entire time that I wasn't entirely sure, but I was very happy to be engaged to my fiance. And
so you wanted that relationship to work?
Correct, yes.
And you made that clear to Mr. Grossman?
Absolutely.
So Mr. Grossman, after being in this month-long relationship and then her basically breaking it off saying she has a fiance, how did you feel when she calls you up and says she's pregnant, but she really doesn't know it's yours?
Kind of sounds weird, but I was kind of happy because I always wanted kids and stuff. But she has a wonderful daughter. I believe it's mine. Not so sure, but.
So your position was you really felt like this baby could be yours.
Correct.
And you were excited about the fact that it could potentially be
Correct.
yours.
But I never got an answer, like an official
answer. You never got an answer.
Correct.
She never said definitively it's yours, it's not yours. You were just excited at the prospect of it being yours.
Yeah, correct.
All right. So what happens at that point? Were you also honest with your fiance and saying it could be Mr. Grossman's baby?
It took a little bit for me to get there, unfortunately, but I was just plagued by the guilt, and I had to be honest, and when I was, he ended our engagement.
So when your fiance found out, he wouldn't have nothing to do with this, even though it could potentially be his child as well.
Yes, the infidelity.
He broke off the engagement.
Yes.
You were left by yourself, so then you turned to Mr. Grossman.
I kind of stepped up. I was there on the day of the birth. I wasn't the one to cut the umbilical cord. Yeah. But I get to like hold her and spend time with her afterwards, and we've been kind of like co-parenting for like 3 years.
We don't have a romantic relationship.
Who have known each other for a long time decided to get into intimate relation together, and of course she ends up pregnant. And the most shocking part of all this is that she was actually engaged to another man while she was spending about a month being involved with this other guy. And the worst part is that she wanted to leave that short-term relationship she had with him, the one where she was intimate and possibly got pregnant, just because she felt happy with her fiance, the man she was engaged to. But here's the thing. If you are truly happy with the person you are engaged to, why are you going around being intimate with someone else from your past? It really doesn't make sense to me. This woman is a clear example of someone who doesn't know what she wants, yet thinks She can have everything both of ways. And the interesting part is that after she finally admits that affair to her fiance, he basically tells her in that case, I'm done. I'm not going to marry someone like he was not prepared to marry her. So instead of accepting responsibility for her actions, she goes back to other man and tells him the child might actually be yours because I don't want to raise this child on my own. And I have to say, I don't think anyone should have to raise a child alone, but at the same time, if you choose to be irresponsible and engage in intimate relationship with multiple people without taking proper precautions or birth control, then you have to accept the consequences of these choices. I genuinely hope that this man is the father because he seems like a sincere person who wants to step up and be there for the child. But if he is not, then this woman should return every bit of money he gave her because she doesn't deserve a single dollar if she has been going back and forth between people without taking responsibility. But that's just my opinion, guys.
Okay, so no more romance.
No.
But you've been co-parenting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you say you stepped up instantly. Once she said it's over with my fiance, you were still hanging on to this notion that this child could be mine. And
Correct.
if it is, I want to be there. I want to have been there, meaning I don't want to miss something, even though there is a question of paternity. How did we get here? Why are we here?
Well, Angie.
Why do you end up having to sue her for $11,250?
Angie's gonna move to Sacramento and taking my daughter away.
We don't know if it's your daughter.
Yeah, I know, but
You feel very confident about that, I can see.
yeah.
So while she's been in town and everything's going the way you want, do you get regular visitation? Do you go and see the child?
Every week or so. 'Cause they're
Every
like-
week?
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Every weekend?
Correct.
Do you pay her child support or
Yeah.
anything for the child?
Yeah, I've been paying for like 15 months, 750.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Grossman, you've been paying for this child, showing up for this child, co-parenting with Miss Jackson. Why then are you now deciding to sue for $11,250?
Well, when she's moving to Sacramento, I want to keep my daughter, and I was like, I can probably go with you or not, and she's like, this is not your kid.
So, Mr. Grossman, are you stating to the court that you were aware that there was a question of paternity, but you were still willingly providing support to this child?
Correct.
All right, I'm looking through your evidence, and it shows that you were sending $750 a month. For how many months?
15.
Yes, indeed. So you're giving this money, but you know there's a question of paternity. And it wasn't until Ms. Jackson wanted to move to Sacramento that you really felt powerless.
Correct.
Why are we bringing a suit now then for $11,250? You feel like she owes you something?
Yeah. I do believe because she will tell me these things like, oh, she has your eyes, you know, and
I never definitively told you that that was your child, ever. I was very clear with that the entire time. You willingly gave money that I did not ask for my child, and I really appreciate that because it has led her to have a better life. But now I am trying to take her into a better environment. I have a stable job opportunity in Sacramento, and I'm looking to give
Well,
my
don't
daughter.
be mad at me. I wasn't there. She was yelling at me. I'm not in it.
Are you serious? She really has the nerve to stand there and act so rude to the man who sends her $700 every single month and steps up like a father for her daughter. And she still has the nerve to sit there and say, this is not just your kid. I never asked for this. Well, you clearly choose to accept it. If you are going to keep taking that money, then listen, you are allowing this man to have some level of fatherly rights. Now, if you were not choosing to take the money and he was forcing it on you, then would be different. But just packing up and leaving without telling or involving the man who has been acting like a father. He was there for the birth. He held the baby. He spends time every single week with this child and sends you $750. And am I wrong for thinking this girl seriously needs help or something? I mean, this doesn't even sound real. This is wild to me. She is so cool, so disrespectful to this man, and it feels like she just regrets being with him. It seems like she thinks she is all that, but she is really not okay. Let's be honest. She's not that special. She acts like she has everything under control, but maybe she has upset because she cheated and it ruined her whole engagement. But guess what? That's not this fault. That's on you. and you either need to return that money or this man deserves fatherly rights. And you don't just get to move away from, I mean, for some better job. Okay, I honestly sounds like you created this whole situation yourself.
Okay, it sounds like you did this to yourself, Miss Jackson. I'm just trying to understand what is going on.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
So, you got a stable job,
Yes.
and you're happy about that.
Yes.
And the move to Sacramento allows you to reestablish your life,
Yes.
probably allows you to leave an area where you've kind of lit a fire and got a lot going on. Fresh start.
Yes. I have family.
But do you understand that taking the baby to Sacramento means that Mr. Grossman won't have the same access to see her every weekend that he's become accustomed to?
If he was so passionate about having access to my daughter, then why didn't you ever ask for a paternity test? Why didn't you ever ask me to put your name on the birth certificate?
Well, that was my next question, too. I'm counting up 15 receipts of $750. I got a whole slew of text messages between you and Miss Jackson about everything, about the $750, about moving, about this. And the only thing I don't see a request for is a paternity test. Why didn't you ever ask her, let's get this DNA test done so I know? I mean, it is like Bright Beginnings Baby Supply, you done spent $70. Honey Bunny Baby Market, $45. Baby Nest Kids, $312. I mean, really, Mr. Grossman, you haven't missed a beat. The only problem is you don't know if they playing your song.
I figured she would, want to know
What
too.
made you think, did you almost start believing the child was yours? And if so, based upon what?
She kept telling me these little things like
Like what?
Like she has my eyes, and she does this. Like she has
She would say those
a lot of
things.
characteristics that I have. So.
And you were looking at the baby thinking, oh, the baby kind of looks like me.
And I got lost in the whole fuss, so I was.
You got lost in the fuss.
Yeah.
Were you telling Mr. Grossman, Miss Jackson, that the baby looked like him, that she had his eyes?
I might have said that there was some resemblance in eye color, which sometimes a baby's eye color can change as they get older. I would
True.
just like to point that out. And yes, the two men that I was with do look similar, however. There are little things that are different, but it is not ruled out that that could possibly be my ex-fiance's child.
And the truth is, you don't know.
No.
All right.
Look, should this guy have asked for a DNA test? Yes, he absolutely should have. And he should have done that before sending over $750 in child support every month for 15 months. But here is the thing. If he was there at the birth, had the baby visited regularly and was willingly sending money, then in his mind, this was his child. And there was no reason to question it. It's only now, when she's leaving, that he is saying, I need proof, so you can't just take my child away from me. So I don't think it's crazy for someone to believe and the child is theirs and not immediately ask for a paternity test. That's actually pretty common. And when the judge says, why didn't he ask for a test right away? It's not always that simple, because from his perspective, there was trust there. Now looking at the situation, it also seems like she knows how to influence the people around her and to get what she wants. So in my opinion, it makes sense why he's taking these steps now. It was not an issue before, but once she decided to leave with the child, now he needs legal proof to protect himself. So I understand where he's coming from. If the child is not his, then he should get his money back and she can move on however she wants. But either he kind of ends up with clarity, which is what's best needs. So what do you guys think?
Well, this is exactly why this court is here, is to find resolution in the problems that we often create for ourselves as we move through life and relationships, sometimes without knowing where we're going. And it's obvious that when you guys had this month-long one-night stand while you were engaged, right, that you were definitely playing with fire. And here we are. Because how old is the baby now? You've been paying for 15 months. What is she, almost 2?
She's 3 years old.
She's 3 years old.
He started paying a year after, once she turned 1.
Yeah.
Right, well, he stepped up after your fiance stepped out. It seems like you definitely fell into this convenience and comfort of Mr. Grossman wanting to be the father and stepping up because he wanted to be. The only thing is, as you look in situations like this, you can wish, you can hope, you can pray, you can bet your bottom dollar. You can compare eyes, eyebrows, nose, hands, feet, legs, but only the DNA can tell you the truth. So thank goodness this court required you to submit to DNA testing so that we can better understand where we are in this case. So you both submitted to DNA testing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready to read the results?
Yes, Your Honor.
In the case of the baby born to Miss Angie Jackson, Mr. Grossman, you are not the father. I'm so sorry, Mr. Grossman. And I can see how devastating that is to you. But because I could tell throughout this hearing how desperately you wanted to be the baby's father. You're here suing for $11,250.
Yeah.
You feel like you were deceived?
I do very much so.
In what way? Elaborate.
I don't have any words right now.
That's very convenient, Your Honor. See, he was more than happy to provide financials for my child when he was fully believed that it was his.
He's not the child's biological father. And he's not on the birth certificate. If he was on the birth certificate named as the legal father but wasn't the biological father, he still could have some say. But he'd also be responsible for child support still. I do not think you ever definitively told him he was the father because he didn't testify to that. I've given him ample time to testify today. He never said that you truly misrepresented that fact or you manipulated the DNA testing. You couldn't have done that because my team took care of that. Or if you did something that would amount to paternity fraud. Her actions, Mr. Grossman, they don't equate paternity fraud. Do you understand? You wanted it to be your child. You did what a stand-up guy would do. But that doesn't mean you're owed $11,250. You paid that money willingly. You gave to that child willingly in hopes that they were yours. And for that reason, this court cannot award your petition. Do you understand? I hope that you will still continue to have some type of relationship, seeing as though the baby's 3 years old now. Does she know you to be her father? Does she call you daddy?
Yeah, she does, actually.
Then you guys got a lot to work through. With that said, judgment for the defendant, court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Do you have any final words with each other?
I never want to take her away from you forever, but I'm relieved that I have the freedom to do as I please, and you also do.
I really appreciate that.
100% disagree with this judgment, and I will tell you why. First of all, the daughter calls him daddy, and that right there's a lot more going on here that what we are being told. And the other thing is, when her fiance left her, she went right back to this guy looking for comfort, like, oh, I need a father figure and some support right now. And in my opinion, I think this is pretty clear proof that she was trying to subtly push the idea that this guy was going to be the father. So because of that, I disagree with this judgment 100%. I do not agree with it all. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think she should have to pay the money back, or do you think that there was no paternity fraud here? Because of to me, that parts of this situation definitely feel like a fraud. I really do. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.